Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got another House of Colour video today. So I recently put up one where I spoke about my House of Colour consultation where I figured out what season I am. So this is a follow-up from that where I'm going to go through my wardrobe, which is why we're in a little bit of a different setup today, and I'm going to separate my wardrobe into my right colours, so my autumn colours, and then also into my wrong colours as well. So I think that's going to be really useful to see just how many of my clothes are actually in my season, and then I'll figure out with the clothes that are in the wrong colours whether I can still get away with wearing them. So for example, if they're trousers or skirts, something I'm wearing away from my face, or whether it's an item that I don't wear that often and I don't really want to keep anymore, can I maybe hand some down as well to my boyfriend's sister? She gets so many of my clothes, bless her. So I think this is going to be a really useful video today for me to just see just how much of my wardrobe already has autumn clothes in it. So yeah, we do have a bit of a different setup today. I am going to be in front of my wardrobe. I did try to maybe get my bed in it as well so I can put my clothes on my bed, but not quite managed that. I think I need a different lens for that or something. But anyway, we will make it work. So I have my colour fan with me today. So this is my colour fan of all of my autumn colours. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go through my wardrobe and also my drawers here as well. I've got 2 drawers here out of this 4-drawer bedside cabinet. And I think I'm going to start with tops. So I'm going to go through like tank tops, vest tops, t-shirts, tops like this, jumpers, t-shirts, and separate them into my colours, and then also see if there are any immediate declutters get out of my wardrobe, and then I will show you as well. Now how I'm trying to do this in terms of figuring out whether they are my colours or not is use this colour fan. Now you're not necessarily looking for an exact match with these colours because these are only 36 colours. You have an absolutely huge spectrum of colours. So if it comes very, very close to these colours, then great. But also it's like holding up one of them like this and saying, does it work in harmony with these colours as well? So that is what I am gonna do. Let's get started with my tops, t-shirts, shirts, all of that. So these are where I keep the majority of my tops, tank tops, vest tops, t-shirts, long sleeved and short sleeved. I like to fold these up. Now it's getting a little bit messy at the moment, but yeah, I do like to fold these up and keep them sort of like stacked in this Marie Kondo style approach, so I can open my drawer and I can see all of my colours. So I know from being a warm season that black and white do not suit me, so those can be obvious, put to one side, not my right colours. So I'll start off with these square neck wide strapped River Island tops. So with this one here, I'm trying to see if it matches or it fits very closely with some of the colours on here. Now my white is like a very light cream. It's a very warm cream, and I think my white in here is my oyster. Now it's not an exact match, but like I say, we're not looking for an exact match, but you can see that it goes really nicely with light sage and apple jade there as well. It is a very nice warm cream tank top, so I will put this in my autumn colours. But these two here that I got out, my white and black, these are not my colours. These are very much cool toned for either like summers or winters. Okay, so that is tank tops and vest type tops done. So let's do some short sleeved t-shirts next. Okay, that seems to be all of the short sleeve t-shirts currently in my drawers. I'm not sure where the others are. I think they might need ironing. So I've got some, oh wait, no, this is a short sleeve one as well, but I've also got a few other long sleeve ones, so let's go through these. Okay, so what I've got here is all thermals. So these I'm not really going to wear just on their own. I'm going to wear the thermal tops underneath other tops and the thermal leggings underneath other bottoms. So these ones don't really matter, that a lot of them are black, but I do actually have some nice warm sort of camels in here and a warm ivory. So these ones can stay the same. So that's that drawer done. And then in this one I've got mostly pyjamas, so I'm not fussed about whether my pyjamas are in my season or not, so I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna go through this drawer. Okay, so next I've got some shirts. I've got different coloured shirts in here. Now at first glance I reckon I could probably say that half of these are in my colour and half of them are not. So we'll start off with this like sage pistachio green one. Okay, that's shirts done, so now let's do some knitwear, and then this should be it for my tops, shirts, jumpers. Now I've got some hoodies that I don't really wear that often, but these are really great for just wearing around the house. So for these I'm not too fussed whether they are in my colour or not, but it will still be interesting, and I've got 4 of them to go through. So just to show you how some of these colours are a match, so this pink here matches really well with rosewood, this purple one here. Now it's not an exact match, but again you're not looking so much for an exact match. If you can find an exact match, that would be absolutely amazing, but it works really well with it. So this is quite a muted pink, but also this works really lovely with coffee here and also camel. So this hoodie works in harmony really lovely with all of these colours here. Same thing with this dark green hoodie here. This is a really good match for dark olive, but also it works really well with light olive and moss green. Again, you've got that harmony going on, but also it works really nicely with some of the browns here, some of these nice earthy browns. For a bit of contrast, it would work well with these reds here. So this is a really good colour for me. And autumn colours, especially my category of autumn, so I'm an autumn leaf, so I'm those typical autumn shades that you think of in the height of autumn. So it is these moss forest greens, rusts, burnt oranges, reds, chocolate browns, colours that have a lot of warmth and richness and vibrancy behind them. So this cream jumper here, it's not quite a match for mid-peach, but it works really well. And again, this cream would be a good colour to wear with apricot and coral, but this is more of a match for my white, which is oyster, and it works lovely with these 2 greens here. This hoodie here, this seems to be a really good sort of halfway point between my dark navy, which is maroon navy. It's very, very close, but also it is quite close as well to kingfisher. Doesn't have quite the sort of same vibrancy. Now hopefully these are coming across on camera quite well, because it is a really dark day today, so I am having to film with the ring light, and I know colours do appear a little bit more differently when they are on film. But I'll show you again with one more item that is in my colour season. This is a turtleneck jumper from Uniqlo, and this is a really good match for my dark shade, which is dark brown. So this, I suppose, is kind of like my version of a black, a very, very dark brown. That is pretty much a near spot on match. Now for some of the clothes that aren't in my colour season, when I got this top out of the drawer, this was an immediate no, this is not my colour, because I can just see how much blue there is behind this pink. So to compare it to some of these colours in here, it just looks off, it doesn't work. There is so much warmth and orangey yellowness behind this, contrasting with the blueness behind this pink top here. And this is not a match at all for my pink. This one here, you can see that there is a bit of brown behind my pink, which is rosewood, and there's just so much blue in this pink, so this is definitely not my colour. Same with the pink hoodie, this is too much of a baby pink compared again to my rosewood and also my brighter sort of like spring summer shades, I suppose, my apricot and my coral. It just doesn't quite work. And I've got two blue shirts here, and these are just too cool toned for me. These would be better on a winter or a summer. So my blues, obviously being a warm season, would have a lot of warmth behind them. And these are too pale. My blues are too rich for these, and then we go into more of my sort of greens here. These wouldn't quite work. Doesn't work with my oyster as well. The white in the stripes here is a pure white. This is creamy, and it just doesn't work again. And I don't think this would work with like my reds either. Trying to go for like those primary colours, my reds are too rich and too warm. So unfortunately these shirts aren't my seasons. So far I would say I have a pretty even split between colours that are in my season and colours that aren't. So let's go on to the trousers next. Yeah, that's a near enough perfect match for beige. And that must mean that this one here is a perfect match as well. Yeah, beige. One of them is the Zara trousers and one of them is the Stradivarius dupe. So these are definitely both in my colours, and they work really well with khaki and lizard grey. And then that's a really good oyster shade, and that works really lovely with those two greens there. Near enough a perfect match for geranium. Not a perfect match here, it's kind of halfway between peacock and kingfisher, but it works really well in harmony with those shades. Not quite a match for dark olive. I don't think there's as much yellow behind these trousers, but I do love these trousers. And seeing as these are going to be worn obviously on my bottom half and not close to my face, I think these will be fine. I do think they are still autumn though. I think they do have more warmth than coolness behind them, so these trousers do still work. Classic jeans. I'm pretty sure that any season can wear jeans, but I think it might depend on the depth and the darkness of your jean. But again, as long as you're wearing something in your colour by your face, it should be fine. That's quite close to mid-peach, but it works really well with apricot and coral, but I think this is going to be a good shade match for oyster. Yeah, that works really well, looks lovely with those greens. So all of my trousers are in my colour season. That is excellent, I'm so pleased about that. I only own two skirts. They are both warm toned, so I've got this warm snake print and then I've got a warm leopard print, so both of these are in my season. Okay, shorts next. Again, denim, a blue denim, I think that should be fine. Not quite a match and not quite a match again. I think these were a pure white denim short, so not in my season, but again, it's not by my face. I think this does kind of match, but I think it's because these shorts are really, really worn. They do look a bit yellow around the edges, so I think these are probably going to be an item of clothing that I am going to declutter because they've definitely had their wear out of them. So they've served me well, but I think it's time to say goodbye. Black shorts, not in my season, but again, they're not going to be worn by my face. Black belt, probably, again, not the best kind of colour for me, but I do have this beautiful warm brown belt here, which is a really good shade match for my browns. Looks lovely against them, that'll work. These shorts look beautiful in harmony with those shades there, and is a pretty close match for beige. Again, a similar thing with these, they're kind of in between the beige and the khaki, so those are also fine. And then last pair should also be a pretty good match for beige. Yeah, slightly lighter than the beige, so these are also fine. So it's just those two white shorts and the black shorts that aren't in my season, the rest all are. Dresses next. I'm going to start off with my three knitted dresses. This one is a pretty good match for camel. I think camel is just slightly darker, but again it works really well with these shades here. And I think it's a little bit more orangey than my beige, but again it works really nicely with these ones here, and it should work really well with my other darker browns, so this one is fine. But I do have two black knitted dresses. This one I wore the other day because this is my Christmassy one. It's getting a little bit tight now, a little bit worn, and it's quite short in the body as well, so this is actually going to be one I'm going to declutter. And then this one I do really like. I think this is only about a year or two old. Really soft, really good length, really good fit. But if I can wear this with some autumnal accessories like a scarf, jewellery, makeup, try and get my autumn colours near my face, that'll take away the harshness of the black. Right, other dresses in my wardrobe. This one is a pure white one, so not my colour, but I don't wear this very often. This is very much a beach dress that I throw on over a bikini when I go on holiday, so I will keep this one because it's handy to have. This one, obviously a black base, so not my colour. Now the greens and the pinks within it, a little bit of red in there. I think it matches brick quite well, but it won't match rosewood very well. And my greens matches lime, okay, matches grass green all right as well. Doesn't quite match those. Now I did wear this one in my clothes that I haven't worn in a long time, and this was really, really comfortable, but it was very, very short, and I haven't actually gotten it out since. So I think I'm probably gonna declutter this because this is one that isn't in my colours and is just a bit too short on me now. This blue dress isn't in my blues at all. This is very much a yellow based blue, so I think this blue would be lovely for your cooler tone seasons, and all of these details aren't rich enough in pattern as well, so that one's not my season. This one is my season. Now I don't think it's an exact match for any of my colours on here, but again that doesn't really matter, but it works in harmony really well with lots of my colours as well, so that's an autumn. The print in this matches forest green pretty well, so the detailing is in my colour, but the base colour is black. But again, clothes like this, as long as I wear accessories that are in my colour season, that's fine. The other side is a navy, and this is just slightly too dark to be in my season. My marine navy is lighter and it's warmer, but again, I'll just wear accessories that are autumn. And also both of these are new as well, so I'm not going to be getting rid of these. This red ditzy dress, it doesn't match my reds on here. I would probably say instead that this is a true red. So true reds suit any season, so this can stay. This pink doesn't match my rosewood. This pink is actually quite cool tone, so this isn't my season. This red is warmer than the previous red dress. It still doesn't exactly match my reds here, but I can see comparing it with the other one that this is much more of an orange based red, so this one is in my season. This one can stay, even though it does have a bit of black detailing, but it's got some orange yellow flower detailing in it as well to add a bit more warmth. And I love this dress, so soft, so flattering, really comfortable. This is a difficult one. I think this one is a pure white in the stripes. I don't know really what to call the grey in it. Now I have one grey which is a lizard grey, and it's kind of close. I suppose lizard grey is there, so it's kind of close. It's not screaming warm toned though, but I don't also think it's heavily cool toned. It's probably somewhere in the middle. I will keep this and kind of get it out more in spring and summer and see what I think about it. This one isn't an exact match, but it does fit really nicely in with these greens here, and also with some of my lighter khakis and beiges and my grey. But I think it's a little bit too muted for some of my brighter vivid greens and purples here, so this one is still autumnal. It is that kind of dark rich khaki. And then this one sits somewhere in between kind of light sage and my apple jade. A really beautiful dress. I love this one. I wore this to a wedding recently, so this one isn't going anywhere. So this is like a dusky pink leather jacket. It's not quite rich enough to be a rosewood. I'm a bit torn on this one. I feel like this one might be kind of neutral. I feel like it works okay with camel and coffee. It might work as well with some of these browns. I'm not sure about this one, so this one isn't going to go anywhere, but I am going to play about with this one with more of my autumn colours and see how it works. This is a burgundy, which I think is too cool toned. I don't think it really works with my browns, contrasts too much with my reds, my other lighter browns. I don't think it quite works, and I think there's too much contrast there with my greens, so I don't think this is really my colour, and I don't really wear that one as well. And then I've got a black one behind it. Again, black, definitely not my colour, so not sure what to do with this one. I don't really wear my leather jackets much anymore. I used to wear them so much, but I haven't worn them in years now. This is a really lovely blazer, but it is a pure white. This is my white here, and it doesn't work. Really lovely fit. I think it's so flattering, but I just don't wear it. I'm not a blazer person, so I think this is probably, yeah, I think this is probably going to be one I'm going to pass on. And then like a light pink denim jacket. Don't think it really works with those. And it's definitely not my pink. My pink is obviously a lot more pink and a bit richer, a bit warmer. I think this is probably a little bit too cool tone, so I don't think this one is in my season. I think this is too cool tone to be an autumn colour. I forgot all of my cardigans. I've got about 4 or so here now. I think all of these are in my season because I don't think any of them are pure white. This is the lightest one, but it does have a bit of warmth to it, so this should be okay as an oyster colour. So yeah, that one is fine. This one is a cropped one, again lovely sort of cream, and it's got some nice tortoise shell kind of button details in it, so that works with those colours there. But also it's probably more of like a mid peach, so this one is also in my colour. This one is as well. This is again a warm ivory, a warm cream colour, as is the one behind it. Now this hoodie, I don't wear that often, but this is quite handy if I go out for like a walk and I want a little bit of coverage, so this one can stay. Coats are in the other wardrobe. This is my boyfriend's wardrobe, which I have kind of taken over a little bit with my coats. Whoops. So I have my Rain Mac here, which is a mustard shade. Mustard is one of my wow colours, so that one can stay. Next to it I've got a camel coat, which is from Primark, and that one is in my colour. Next to it is my Mac, which again also my trench coat, which can also stay. That's also in my colour. And then over here, oh, you can't see, that's too dark. And then this is my new wool coat, and this is also in my colour as well. So my coats are fine, apart from a big black puffer coat that I've got. But that coat, oh, that's my cat, he's probably hungry. But with that coat, I don't wear for style, I wear purely for comfort and practicality because it keeps me super warm. So I'm going to keep all of my coats are all fine. But now let's just finish off by going through scarves, hats, gloves, that kind of thing. Okay, lastly, let's go through some scarves, hats and gloves then. So I've got 2 scarves here. This one, black and white, definitely not my colours. Bit of a shame though, because it is a huge scarf, so this is really great to wrap you up in. But I do have a couple of other scarves that I wear more often than this one anyway. Excuse me. And then I have this one here, which is like grey, blue, dark, bit of browns in here, but this is a very, very cool toned scarf. So again, not my colours, that one. And you can't really wrap yourself up too much in this one, so I don't really wear this one often at all. And then I've got 2 scarves here. They're quite thin material, but they're so super soft. They're both from Osprey. This yellow I think would be a good match for my mustard or my yellow ochre. Yeah, fits in lovely with them 2, also with that bronze there as well, so that one's beautiful, that one can stay. Now this purple, I think this is too burgundy for me. I think this has got too much coolness behind it, too much blue. Beautiful colour, but yeah, I don't think that one is really my kind of colour. I think my mum would look great in this one actually. I might pass this one on to my mum. But yeah, this one isn't my colour, but this one is. This is a scarf I wear all the time. This is cashmere, so this keeps me super warm. And as somebody who has Raynaud's, it's very important to keep yourself warm. So this one I think has some nice warmth behind it, so that works really well with that. It would work nicely with my browns there and my rosewood, my pink. Fits in really nicely actually. Let's zoom you in a little bit more. Fits in really nicely with these shades here, so it's a close match for beige, so really pleased about this one because it's cashmere. But even if it wasn't in my shade, in my colours, I wouldn't be getting rid of it anyway because like I say, it's cashmere, so it is a little bit spenny, and it was a beautiful Christmas present last year. Next I've got a couple of snoods. This one just screams rust, screams that burnt orange copper shade to me, so this one works really beautifully with my browns here. This is a lovely colour for chestnut actually. Works really nicely with the reds as well, these shades. Yeah, beautiful, love that. And then I've got another snood. This is a cream, so this should be quite similar to my oyster. Yeah, quite similar to my oyster. It works really well with those 2 there. quite similar to my mid peach. And then I've got like a cashmere shawl. I don't wear this that often, but again, it's cashmere, that's not going anywhere. And also that's a really close colour match to my oyster, so that one can also stay. Glad that that one's in my autumn shade. I've got this bobble hat here. Not really too sure about this colour. I think the base is a good autumn colour. The detailing is probably more cool toned, but it's the only bobble hat I own, so that one can stay. Earmuffs aren't in my shade of grey. My shade of grey, lizard grey here, is really weird because this one I would suppose is like a pure grey, but it's quite cool toned. You compare it to my lizard grey, and lizard grey's got like yellow and green, I suppose, behind it. That's not a shade match, but I don't care. These are earmuffs that are just going to keep my ears warm when I'm out and about in the cold weather, so I don't care that that one isn't in my season. Black gloves, black leather gloves. These don't actually keep my hands warm at all, so I don't really know why I've still got them. So again, I'll probably pass those on to my mum. I've got some like novelty Christmas gloves that are fingerless, I suppose, and then you fold them over. But I don't wear these even in the winter. You know, it's just been Christmas and I haven't worn these. And they don't really keep my hands warm, so these ones can actually go. But the gloves that I do own are my cashmere gloves that go with that cashmere scarf. In my season, these are definitely staying. So I'm all done, so I'm just going to show you the piles of clothing. So this pile here are all of my autumn colours, so you can see there's some warmth in there. I've got some warm browns, mustard yellow, that kind of kingfisher blue, dusky warm pinks, and then over here, now bear in mind the lighting is changing because I've taken it away from my ring light, but these are all like cooler tones. So I've got blacks, I've got whites, greys, burgundies, like pastel pinks, dusky purples. Not my shades at all. And then this is how my wardrobe looks. So this half here are my autumn colours. So I've got a lot of the neutrals going on, just a couple of pops of colour. So I definitely need a few more bits of colour in here, like some oranges. So I want to explore more of those greens and blues. I'm so fascinated by the fact that there's so many greens and blues that suit me. I have no purple clothing at all, apart from a couple of the burgundy bits, which I suppose you could argue is red. I have no purple clothing. And then this like section here are colours that are not in my season. So you've got that vibrant pink, dusky pinks, pale blues, whites, blacks. So it seems like for my wardrobe I do have a near enough, I suppose, 50-50 split between what colours are in my season and what colours aren't. So this has been really, really useful. So now I just need to figure out what I want to do with those clothes that aren't in my season. Can I get away with wearing some of them? Are some of them going to be decluttered anyway? So that will be my next job. I'm also going to do the same thing with jewellery as well, shoes, handbags, makeup, but I'm not going to film that. I am just going to do that by myself because I'm aware that this video is probably going to be a little bit long, and also going through things like bags and shoes might be a bit boring to watch. So hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you found this one really interesting, really useful. If you know your colour season, please let me know in the comments down below, and also if you've got any tips as well for getting clothes that are in my season, please do let me know. Thank you so much guys, and I will see you very soon for my next one. Bye!